It's a dance we know the most. The bow, the dip, the woo. Though the words are true, the state is old news. Wrap me in your arms. I can't feel it, but rock me in your arms. I can't feel it, but get up, get down, get up, get down. Feel the total rotation and start. See the next one waiting. Get up, get down, get up, get down, get up. Sentiments are same, but the pair of feet change. I know my words will dry up on the skin, just like a name I remember hearing. Wild winters, warm coffee, mom's gone. Do you love me? Blazing summer, cold coffee, baby's gone. Do you love me? Wrap me in your arms. I can feel it burn. Rock me in your arms. I can feel it burn. Get up, get down, get up, get down. Feel the general rotation and start. See the next one waiting. Get up, get down, get up, get down, get up. Sentiments the same, but the pair of feet change. Get up, get down, get up, get down. Feel the general rotation and start. See the next one waiting. Get up, get down, get up, get down, get up. Sentiments the same, but the pair of feet change.
All right, you're listening to The Kenny Show, and it's 5:06 p.m. on Thursday, and we got a big show today. We've got a special guest in the studio, actually two special guests. Right now, we've got Mr. Ben Cohn. Ben, how you doing today?
Great, how are you, Kenny?
All right, I'm pretty good. Ben came here on his bike, and what was that like? What's it like riding your bike?
Well, the bike itself is not in very good shape. I bought it from an old bike mechanic over on Kings Highway. And,
Kings Highway.
Yeah, he made sure that he waited till the end to bring out his Jehovah's Witness material because he knew if he brought it out in the beginning, I wouldn't buy the bike. And now, obviously, I shouldn't have trusted him because the bike is falling apart and I've had to take it into the shop 3 times.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've actually had some bad experiences with bikes in Brooklyn. I've had 2 bikes stolen in the last 2 years.
Wow.
So I think that's some sort of record. And if you've seen two silver mountain bikes running around out there on the streets, and you want to stop that person, ask them, is that your bike? And start questioning them. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you want to call in and talk to me or talk to Ben or talk to our special guest, I almost forgot to introduce him. He just went out to the bathroom, so we're going to talk to him in a little bit. But we've got Kanye West in the studio today. And the number to call in is 718-951-4444. Again, that's 718-951-4444. So we're going to play a song here, and what we were listening to right before we started talking to you guys, that was called Coffee by Sylvan S.O. And now I'm going to play a song called Boyfriend by Best Coast. Here it is.
There's nothing worse than sitting all alone at home and waiting by the phone. I hope that he's at home, waiting by his phone. I wonder if he knows that I want him. I wish he was my boyfriend. I wish he was my boyfriend. I love him till the very end, but instead he is just a friend. I wish he was my boyfriend. The other girl is not like me. She's prettier and skinnier. She has a college degree. I dropped out when I was 17. If I could only get her out of the picture, then he would know how much I want him. One day I'll make it mine, and we'll be together all the time. We'll sit and watch the sun rise and gaze into each other's eyes. I know that he knows, I know that he wants to be my boyfriend. I love him till the very end, but instead he is just a friend. I wish he was my boyfriend. I wish he was my boyfriend. I love him till the very end, but instead he is just a friend. I wish he was my boyfriend.
Yeah. That was Boyfriend by Best Coast. And welcome back to the Kenny Show. And it's 5:10. And we're getting a call, and we've got Kanye West walking into the studio. And let me take this call right now. Hey, how you doing? You're on the air.
Hi, I was hoping I could talk to Kanye.
Yeah, he's just about to walk in. What would you like to talk to him about?
Oh, just life.
Yeah. Kanye, thank you for coming in today. I was thinking on the way in here how you were feeling coming to Brooklyn College and what you thought of the school.
I love it because it's like going to Harvard. That's the reason why.
Yeah. Ben, Kanye's saying it's a little bit like Harvard, the school. What do you think?
Well, Kanye has it right there in one regard. I mean, Brooklyn College is a college, and there is teachers here, and there is students here.
Right. Kanye, what do you say to the people that say, the difference between Harvard and Brooklyn College is that, definitely less prestigious here and a lot less money? What do you think of that?
I know, and I don't care.
Right. And that you're definitely allowed to have your opinion. And I'm sorry, the caller, what was your name?
Ben Jenkins.
Ben Jenkins. So we got two Bens we're talking to today because we got Ben Cohn in the studio.
Okay. Well, you can call me by my middle name, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. All right. How you doing, Jeffrey? So, Kanye, I was thinking about it a lot of people call you out for being like this crazy guy who just says ridiculous things. What do you think when people talk to you like that?
So someone needs to say something. And sometimes I just feel like I'm the only one that's not crazy.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, too. Jeffrey, do you think Kanye's crazy?
I mean, he says some outlandish stuff, but I mean, he says he wants to be president, but is that any crazier than Donald Trump or a third Bush saying that they want to be president?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Donald Trump and Kanye West. Actually, they were in the news sort of together. Ben, I don't know if you saw any of this, but Donald Trump was talking about if Kanye ran for president, he would like to run against him. Did you see that?
Well, I think that Donald Trump should consider making Kanye his running mate. I mean, they're both successful businessmen.
Right.
Kanye is the second coming of Christ. So,
Okay.
And Bush is the second coming of, Trump is the second coming of beasts from the East River. So I think if they ran together, I'd vote for them.
Okay. Kanye, what do you think of that?
Uh,
Yeah. He doesn't sound too enthusiastic. Kanye, do you think if you ran for president, you'd have a chance of actually winning?
You have to see me keep winning against all odds. I'm going to win until I die. I won't lose. I can't lose because
Yeah.
then
Mm-hmm.
it's like they win.
Well, that's true. If you don't win, someone else is going to win. Ben,
That's how winning works usually.
right. Has that been your experience in the past?
Well, sometimes when I win, I still lose because I believe in astrology, and this week Mercury has been in retrograde, so every
wow.
time I'm winning, I'm actually really losing because of the way the stars are aligned. I don't know if you guys know about that. But.
No, actually, I don't. Jeffrey, do you know about how the stars are aligned?
Not really. I go by Chinese astrology.
Oh, I see.
usually.
What year are we in? Is this like the year of the fish or something? What is this?
All I know is I was born in the year of the sheep, but I don't really pay attention to the
Yeah.
other years.
I thought
Right.
you just said that you were a follower, and yet you seem to only know your own birth month. That to me seems a little dubious.
I'm kind of self-centered, to be honest.
Kanye, what do you think of astrology?
There's nothing to be afraid of, really,
Right.
So I don't even want to. I don't even want to take,
Mm-hmm.
too much credit for being, brave. I think that it's just a responsibility of ours as artists to give our truth.
That's a great point. Ben, do you consider yourself an artist?
Well, not on the level of Kanye. I mean,
Of course not.
I mean, he is just amazing. I mean, I consider myself to be somebody who's praying every day that I can have some of what Kanye has. Just a fiber off of his coat would be enough for me. That would probably make my career.
Right, Kanye, what do you think of that? Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. Now, Jeffrey, what do you think of Kanye's, I mean, I don't want to start like a controversy here, but what do you think of Kanye's wife, Kim Kardashian?
I mean, they're both famous. I could see how, they became attracted to each other. I don't know if I want to talk about this right in front of Kanye.
Kanye, how do you feel about this?
Yeah, I think there's a level of reality to being nice.
Right. Okay. Kanye, I don't want to get too personal here, so I hope I'm not speaking out of line, but when you and your wife are being intimate, and how a man needs to prepare himself, do you allow Kim to do that for you, or is this something that you prefer to do for yourself?
I could see how I would need that. But like I said, I like to make it hard for myself.
Right. So you like to make it hard for yourself. Jeffrey, do you agree with that?
Well, I've been a fan of Kanye West for like 10 years. I never expected him to reveal that. But,
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
yeah, I agree.
You're right. Okay. Ben, I don't know if you were listening last week to the show, but we were talking about all the things wrong with this school as far as things being broken and not working. and really just falling up into pieces. You know, I was just wondering, have you noticed that too, or am I the only one?
Well, one thing that I was very upset about is that arrest of the janitor a few weeks ago for dealing cocaine. I mean, it's really, really hard to get cocaine on campus now. I mean, he was the only custodial officer I knew who was selling cocaine, and now if you're in the bathroom and you really want to do cocaine, it's really hard to get cocaine.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, we pay a significant amount. I mean, it's not Harvard as Kanye, you know, was alluding to, but we pay a significant amount of money here, and I do think that the majority of the students are upset that, you know, it's so difficult to get cocaine on campus these days.
I mean, listen, I don't mind if CUNY and Governor Cuomo cut the cocaine with whatever they want. I'll take whatever I can get. But no cocaine is not something that I'll stand for.
Right, and it's one of those things where, you know, bad cocaine, and I put bad in quotes because, you know, how bad could it be? But bad cocaine versus no cocaine, it's, you know, it's a toss-up, but I'll take the bad cocaine any day.
I will say this about Harvard, being an alum.
Mm-hmm.
We got the best cocaine in our bathroom.
I have no doubt about that. Kanye, I don't know. I've heard that you're a listener of the show, so I don't know if you were listening last week. You know, what do you think could be done to improve things here at Brooklyn College?
How can we improve the water here?
Right.
How can we improve, you know, the education system?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's like the two big things here. The water fountains, as people brought up, just not working, or almost disgustingly warm water. And then, of course, the big one, the education system here. There's a big problem with that. Ben, do you like your education so far here, or you got some issues?
I mean, I've had some pretty good professors. I think that a lot of people definitely want to live in Brooklyn, so that makes our professors pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
But it gets to be an issue when your professor tells the class that he has to install his own air conditioner because the custodial staff never gets around to installing it in his office. So this poor guy is sweating, and, you know, he has to bring in his own air conditioner, and, you know, like, what does Brooklyn College even pay those guys for?
Right. It reminds me, back in elementary school, we used to have to, you know, every student would have to bring in like 2 boxes of tissues when the winter came along, because the school, I guess, didn't provide enough tissues for the class. So we would all bring in tissues, and it's sort of the same way here, you know. I've had teachers, you know, insist, or, you know, and they give you extra credit, but you know, they say, hey, everyone bring in at least one air conditioning, and, you know, that should make things better for us. Let me just switch gears here a little bit. You know, I've had my share of experiences here at school, but Ben, what's your experience been here as far as, you know, meeting girls, or, you know, I don't know, meeting guys? You know, I don't want to make assumptions. How has the dating life been here at Brooklyn College for you?
Well, I do have a girlfriend,
Okay.
But that was partially out of desperation because,
Of course.
you know, there's it's sort of like you go to the ocean, you go in the water, and you see lots of like seaweed everywhere, and then all of a sudden you see like a starfish, but only one starfish comes along every once in a while. That's So I don't know. I guess that's my aquatic metaphor for Brooklyn College dating life. Everyone's just sort of going on doing their own thing. So girls are very, very frigid here, at least to me. It's probably because I don't really shower, but I'd like to attribute it more to the girls themselves. It makes me feel better about myself.
Yeah, definitely always better to blame the other people. Jeffrey, how's your love life?
It's all right. I guess I didn't mention this because we just came off the conversation. I'm actually a gigolo.
You're a gigolo. Interesting. What's that like?
So it's hard to date when you're a male prostitute, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, are you a gigolo or a juggalo? So are you a follower of the Insane Clown Posse, or?
I actually am both. I'm a gigolo juggalo.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a very,
Love the
very
Insane
small
Clown
percentage of...
Posse.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do a lot of business at the shows, though. I heard it's pretty wild places.
Yeah, I there are very few gigolo juggalos out there.
Mm-hmm.
So
you've cornered the market.
Yeah. I mean, it's really a boutique industry.
Yeah.
But I without getting too much into details, I do pretty well.
Right. I just want to ask Kanye, when you hear the word gigolo, does that have like a positive connotation to you or a negative connotation?
It's not in a positive way.
Okay, and that's your opinion, and you're certainly allowed to have that. Now, Kanye, do you believe in soulmates? Do you believe that there's someone out there and someone for Ben here and Jeffrey on the phone? What do you think about that?
I think that there'll be someone who will understand, everyone.
Yeah, Ben, when you graduate from Brooklyn College, when will that be?
That's 2018.
2018. Are you a freshman?
No, I'm sophomore.
Sophomore. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Are you a fan of Kanye West?
I would say that I'm more of a worshiper than a fan.
Oh,
I feel like I've gone past that level.
Yeah.
Once you sort of think about Kanye West more than you think about your family and friends, I feel like then he becomes more to you than those people.
Right.
And, I don't really want to associate myself with people who are so-called fans.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Kanye, how's that make you feel?
So happy.
That's nice. Yeah, I mean, I guess you have to make that distinction between fans and worshipers. I don't know if I associate as a worshiper, but I'm definitely a mega fan. I can say that.
I mean, if I could, I would build a statue of him on campus. I feel like that would be the best way to honor him, especially him gracing our presence, him gracing us with his presence today. I think the best way to honor that would be to build a statue and perhaps sacrifice.
Yeah. Kanye, what do you think about building a statue?
It's obvious I want to also.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and I kind of figured that. Jeffrey, while we've got you on the phone, what do you think of the fact that Kanye, and sorry, Kanye, if I'm speaking out of line here, but the fact that Kanye's been promoting the same album for, I think, over 2 years now?
I mean, how long did they, going back to that worshiping metaphor, how long were they hiking the Bible before we finally got that,
Right, yeah, I remember having to wait.
A long time.
Yeah.
Jesus was talking about it for a long time before it actually came out. And then when it came out, it wasn't really that great. So I feel like Kanye's done a better job because, 2 years? It was one of the best albums, of the millennia. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Adam and Eve were there in the Garden of Eden, and God was like, okay, you got to listen to me because there's this book coming, and I'm still working on it, but just wait till it drops. It's going to have all the rules there.
Right.
And
yeah,
they didn't get it till what, 3,000 years later?
Yeah, it was way too long of a wait. I hate it that Kanye, and I don't know how you feel, but I just wish you would stop putting out singles. I just want him to just, Beyonce style, just drop an album. Because he's Kanye West. As soon as he puts out the album, people are gonna buy it. I just think this prolonged promotion where we get half the album, a year in advance and it's all disjointed. For me personally, as a fan, I like to listen to the songs and the album. I listen to the whole album at once, and I try to get a feel for, what the overall message is if it's there. Kanye, what do you think about that?
He really cares about people.
Yeah, I mean, and that's how I feel. I care about people, and I care about your album coming out. Do you realize that everyone's waiting for you to put out this album?
I know, and I don't care.
Okay. And, hey,
That's Kanye.
That's Kanye for you. Jeffrey, how do you feel about Kanye? He's about to be a father to a baby boy soon. Do you think that'll change his outlook on life and his music?
I mean, it's got to change any artist,
Right.
I mean, his life is his art. It's kind of like, when I'm making love to a woman,
Yeah.
I'm taking into account everything that's ever happened to me. And I let her know.
Right.
I tell her about, my father's drinking problem.
Right. Yeah, I'm a firm believer that before you make love to a woman, you should really just tell her about just about everything about you, all your insecurities and most disgusting habits. Ben, how do you feel about that?
I usually go farther back. I usually like to do sort of more cerebral like dream sequences,
Mm.
philosophical beliefs. I usually like to stay, outside of the body because I feel like a woman is more likely to sleep with you if he doesn't actually know anything of what's happening to me, or especially me. I mean, if I ever
Right.
if I ever told my girlfriend about what's happened to me in my life, she would never have ever even talked to me. So,
Right.
I always like to stay in the very vague, sort of philosophizing,
Sure.
yeah. realm.
Kanye?
I would completely light the lights up. So, you know,
Yeah. Ben, lights on or lights off during, the intimate time?
Lights off, because I for one know myself, and I know that no woman would be able to be enjoying herself if she was looking at me, because I sort of go into a different frame of mind. I mean, I don't really want
Right.
to go into detail, but
Yeah, I got to be honest with
my
you.
face contorts in some pretty revolting ways.
Yeah. Ben, you sound like you've got sort of a low self-esteem. Kanye, do you have anything to say about that?
sir, pick your head up and explain to me what you want to say.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he brings up a good point there. It's like, Ben, I don't want to, blow you up here, but Kanye's right. You gotta pick your head up. You can't be afraid of these girls. You can't put them on a pedestal. You just gotta be yourself.
Thank you, Kanye.
Yeah, Kanye.
Excuse me, I got these cookies.
Cookies. I mean, we'd definitely would love some cookies if you want to wait till the break. Thank you. Now, Jeffrey, what would you say is your favorite Kanye album?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I have to go with the one that I use most in my professional career, which is Jesus.
Right. Jesus.
The song "I Am a God" really taps into the spiritual side of what I do.
So do you play that as you're trying to motivate yourself to get customers, or while you're in a business transaction? At what point do you need Kanye to be there by your side?
Oh, it's during the whole process.
Oh, okay, I see.
I from the moment that I meet a woman, I introduce myself, I take out my iPhone, I start playing "I Am a God."
Right.
And then
Let her know what
when
you're
we're
about.
done,
That's a confidence
and she's
builder.
putting her clothes back on, I start playing "I Am a God" as well.
That's lovely.
How do these women feel about this, considering that they paid you? Shouldn't they be in charge of the selection of the tunes? Because I feel like having somebody who you've just paid to sleep with you claim that they are a god would probably make you feel pretty bad, because obviously you're less than God if God is a gigolo.
True.
What does the world come to?
True.
It's just about selling yourself. It's part of the product that
Sure.
you're selling. I am a product, and the product that I am selling is a sexual god.
Right. Actually, Jeffrey, do you only sleep with women, or do you ever are you a switch hitter? I don't know how to say it, but
I mean men, women, alien creatures that have a third sex. It's
So you don't discriminate, basically.
no.
That's good. Kanye, what do you think?
This statement is going to sound kind of gay, but I'm just going to say it. I love older white men.
Well, I don't call you gay for saying that. So
Yeah, I mean, my dad is very attractive at Kanye. If you're thinking of leaving your wife, I would love to have you as an uncle. I'd be honored.
Well, you guys can talk after the break. Kanye, what do you have anything that you wanted to say to us here? Anything in particular?
Some answers I'm going to give are not going to make complete sense. So you can, if you're a very literal by the book person, you might find a flaw in the final finishing, as opposed to understanding the gist of what I'm saying. And
yeah, I gotcha. Do you have anything special coming up? I know you're always out there designing things, making new music, whether it's making designing your next fashion line, new shoes, anything we can look forward to?
When I design, I am going to make the apple.
The fruit?
Uh,
Yeah, because Jeffrey and Ben, I think you guys can get my back on this one. I think the apple has been invented.
Well, it has been invented, but not by Kanye, so therefore it has not been invented. I mean, when you're speaking about somebody who has such power and is such a great artist, their twist on something will become the new thing of whatever that is.
Right.
So, for example, there was no music, or there was music, and then Kanye came along, and then music meant something totally different because it was Kanye making the music.
Yeah, Kanye, what do you think of that?
yeah, it's like I'm convinced that I know what I like,
Right.
and I know that I just know.
Sure. I mean, you don't have to explain yourself to us. Now, what do you think of like life in general? Do you have any like grand statements to make?
We 100 years from now, we're all just memories.
Hey,
So
totally. That's true. Jeffrey, what do you agree with that statement?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, memories of my lovemaking continue into the afterlife, I have been told. I was visited by a ghost, actually, of one of my clients a couple of weeks ago, and she said to me, Jeffrey, I just wanted to say that your memories keep playing back to me in the movie theater in heaven,
Oh, wow.
and everyone's always like, wow, he was great.
I'm not quite sure how she made it into heaven. I mean, Kanye's here, so he's not in heaven. I'm confused as to how she would have made it in without his approval. I mean, that is sort of what he does as God would do. I mean, nothing against your profession, but I think that Kanye probably would not let a woman who did such a lewd act as she did into somewhere where he lives. I mean,
It's a good point. Jeffrey, what do you think of that?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry? What?
I thought I interrupted you. You were asking me how I felt?
Yeah, what do you think of, Ben here is saying that you're making things up, I guess. Is that true, Ben? Am I getting this right?
I mean, I know Kanye, and I know who he is, and I feel like as it relates to that, Kanye and God, as it relates to you,
Right.
and who you are as a person, it's very important.
Sure. Kanye?
firefighters, it's their responsibility to go into a fire.
That's a good point.
See?
That's a good point.
He always backs me up.
Kanye, what do you think, how do I put this? Where do you think you got your bravado from, your special Kanye way about you? What do you attest to that?
And that's like my dad, and that's my mom.
Sure. Yeah. I'd say we all sort of are pieces of our parents. Ben, would you agree?
I mean, in this case, Kanye, he didn't get the bad parts of his parents, as most of us do. That is a phenomenon of Kanye West.
Sure.
I mean, I'm sure you've read the scientific studies out there of his genome. He basically, what happened with him is his parents' DNA combined, but all of the bad DNA ran away from his beautiful seed. I mean, most of us here, we're dirty and we're covered in the bad DNA of our ancestors. And the reason why Kanye is so great is because he's pure. He's not contaminated by that.
Right. I have to agree with that. Jeffrey, do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, when my mama Juggalette and a Papa Juggalo get together,
Mm-hmm.
and, they make this, beautiful little Juggalo baby.
Right.
And,
That sounds horrifying.
I'm sorry?
That sounds horrifying. Little clown baby who's also a prostitute.
Hey, I wasn't born a prostitute. Okay, I chose the prostitute life. Okay?
Right.
Although the same clown posse, they found me. I don't know where I'd be today if it weren't for their music inspiring me to go on and do great things.
Yeah, and we all certainly have our heroes and our people that we speak for, and that we that have been looking out for us. Kanye, is there some group of people that you feel you represent?
I like to speak on behalf of people without a voice.
Sure, definitely. And I'm assuming that you're speaking about people.
Aardvarks.
I'm sorry.
Aardvarks, I think that's what he's speaking about.
Aardvarks. Was that an animal?
Yeah, it's a four-legged animal. There's actually been a lot of inequality towards aardvarks recently. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No.
Kanye's been spearheading the campaign. I think this is what he's referencing.
Oh,
here.
you know what? I did see something about
Yeah.
that. Yeah, Kanye. How do you feel about the fact that the campaign to help out aardvarks is coming? It's coming into the light of the mainstream. What do you think?
So happy.
Yeah.
I saw on Facebook the other day that there's a new awareness campaign to stop people from wearing aardvark costumes because they're appropriating the aardvark culture, and it's very offensive to those out there who are aardvarks and who would consider themselves to be aardvarks.
Yeah, I mean, you go to these pop-up Halloween stores, and they've got aardvark costumes for kids, sexy aardvark costumes
It's
for adult
disgusting.
women. You're commercializing this very serious issue.
I mean, aardvarks are one of the greatest animals, one of Kanye's greatest creations. So I understand why he's sort of speaking out for them, because he sees that
Yeah.
they aren't being treated fairly.
Yeah.
and,
Definitely. Kanye, do you think that this is something that we'll eventually overcome and, hopefully one day not have to worry about aardvarks?
You have to see me keep winning against all odds. I'm going to win until I die. I won't lose.
Right.
I won't lose. I can't lose because then
Go ahead.
it's like they win.
Sure. And
It's okay, Kanye.
yeah, it's okay. Kanye, do you what do you think about like the fact that you've said in the past before you started standing up for aardvarks, you've definitely made comments saying how, you would like to kill aardvarks. And is this something that you still want to do, or what do you think?
It's obvious I want to also.
Right, but you somehow made that switch to not wanting to now, right? I mean, have you or haven't you?
Kanye doesn't have to admit to anything. I feel like he can do both if he wants to.
Right.
He can kill and love something because he hates and loves himself, just like we all do.
Sure. Kanye, what do you think about that?
Sir, pick your head up
Yeah.
and explain to me what you want to say.
Yeah. So, Ben, I'm sorry, but it seems like Kanye's still having a problem with like your lack of self-confidence. What do you think?
Well, Kanye, actually, I was trying to defend your nonsensical point there, so I'd appreciate it if you would refrain from insulting me while I'm trying to stick up for your nonsense.
There's nothing to be afraid of, really, So I don't even want to. I don't even want to take, too much credit for being, brave. I think that it's just a responsibility of ours as artists to give our truth.
Right. Ben, do you find it condescending that Kanye's sort of speaking on behalf of all artists in a way to basically tell you to speak up and to not have such low self-confidence? Do you find that condescending? And does that take away from your worship of him?
Well, I feel like I have some right to speak to Kanye because at this point, I am one of the higher priests in the order that worships him. So our relationship is at a point where, when I feel like he's out of line, I can speak to him as I wish because.
Right. So you feel like you have like this special relationship, I guess, with Kanye. Kanye, do you have any special relationships with anyone else out there?
This statement is going to sound kind of gay, but I'm just going to say it. I love older white men.
Right. You did say that before. I forgot that you had said that. Jeffrey, when you're out there having sex for money, do you prefer older white men over anyone else, or is it sort of everyone's equal in your book?
I mean, it depends. I mean, really, it depends on A, what your devotion to Kanye West is like, and B, how big of a fan of Insane Clown Posse they really are. I mean, like, if they're wearing some Juggalo merch, for example, that's a real turn on. But you know, it's not my job to judge my clients, you know, because it's not about me.
Sure.
You know, it's about them.
Yeah. Kanye?
Excuse me, I got these cookies.
Right. We'll get to the cookies. You know, there's no rush on that. Ben, you looking forward to those cookies?
I'm a little bit worried about what he may have put in there. I've hung out with him before, and yeah, he's a dangerous character to eat baked goods from.
Right. You know, I don't want to, you know, further this rift between you guys any further than it's already been. But Kanye, how do you feel about Ben basically calling you out, saying that he questions your baking?
So someone needs to say something. And sometimes I just feel like I'm the only one that's not crazy.
Right. Okay.
Well, I mean, Kanye, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to insult your baking ability. I just wanted to say that last time I ate something that you made for me, I woke up 6 days later in Miami, and for some reason I was on a beach with a bunch of aardvarks.
I know, and I don't care.
So you don't care that you probably tried to make me into an aardvark.
Yeah, it's like I'm convinced that I know what I like, and I know that I just know.
Yeah. It kind of, if I can sort of step in the middle here, it sort of sounds like Kanye thinks that, you know, his opinion sort of matters more than yours, Ben, because he is Kanye, and you admitted that you're a worshiper of him. Jeffrey, how do you feel about this? Do you think Kanye West deserves to sort of put himself above Ben and basically above everyone else?
I mean, it's strange when you say that you worship him, but you seem to have a real conflict of faith here.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. And frankly, as a fan, I'm a little offended. I'm hoping that, you know, it won't affect our relationship. I can tell that Kanye's upset. Am I right, Kanye?
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
he doesn't want to talk about it. Go ahead, Ben.
I mean, all the people who are closest to God are the ones who have the most tenuous relationship with him. I mean,
That's a good point.
That's been the case throughout history. So I feel like because I'm an apostle of Kanye West, I'm the one who's discussing how to further spread his gospel. And thank you, Kanye. So, like, when Kanye talks to me in that way, I've known him for such a long time that I know that this isn't the way he always treats his disciples. And I like throughout the years, it's been getting worse as he's gotten more worshipers. He's gotten more confident.
Right, Kanye. What do you think about that? Okay. He doesn't.
Jeffrey, if I may, can I ask you a question? Actually.
You talking to me?
I'm sorry. I
Or Ben?
Yeah, sure.
I forget that. I assumed that his middle name was Jeffrey.
It's Patrick. You can call me Patrick if you like.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll call you Ben.
All right.
Where were you? What was your life like before 2004 when Kanye dropped his first album? And were you just a mess?
Well,
have you found yourself?
I was preparing myself for the inevitable coming of Jesus, so I was sort of sitting, thinking, mostly in the woods, and I mean, I had as soon as I was born, I knew it was my purpose.
Pick your head up and explain to me what you want to say.
Well, you know, Kanye, I'm trying to explain, but you seem to want to interrupt me, so I'm trying to explain how.
Some answers I'm going to give are not going to make complete sense, so you can, if you're a very literal by the book person, you might find a flaw in the final finishing.
Kanye, I'm trying to explain how much I love you.
The gist of what I'm saying, and
yeah, I hate that. You know, two great guests, but they have to argue with each other. I'm sorry, Kanye, you were saying something?
Excuse me, I got these cookies.
Right. Yeah, and I'm, you know, I can smell those cookies from here, so I'm definitely.
Do not eat one. I really do not.
Ben, Don't worry about me, okay? Kanye, I'm sorry, you wanted to say something?
Firefighters, it's their responsibility to go into a fire.
Right, and that is a good point. Jeffrey, would you agree that that's basically the job of a firefighter?
To go into a fire and pose for sexy calendars.
I'm sorry, I missed the last part of that. What was it?
Yes, to fight fires, but also it's part of your responsibility as a firefighter to pose for a sexy annual calendar.
Right. Kanye, how do you feel about calendars?
This statement is going to sound kind of gay, but I'm just going to say it. I love older white men.
Right. Yeah, I think I saw you. You were skimming through a older white men catalog. Calendar over there. Would you one day like to maybe go into being a firefighter? Is that something you're interested in?
It's obvious I want to. Also.
Right. Sure. I mean, and that's why I sort of asked you because that's the impression I was getting. Do you think that you'd be a good firefighter, or is this something that could be difficult for you?
You have to see me keep winning against all odds. I'm gonna win until I die. I won't lose. I can't lose because then
what?
It's like they win.
Of course.
Yeah.
But can I just interject for a second?
Yeah, we got to wrap it up soon. But go ahead.
Okay. But I just want to say, Kanye, if you lose in the firefighting game, you die, and then I don't know what you believe about the resurrection of Jesus, but I think we'd have real tragedy on our hands.
No, I think he would probably come back stronger and more arrogant than ever before. So I think that every time he dies, it would probably just end up adding to his the personality of Kanye West would just double, and he would just become a giant version of himself.
That's a good point. Definitely a good point. Kanye, we're going to wrap it up here, and I want to thank everyone who's been listening today, and I want to thank Ben Cohn for being on the show, and Jeffrey for calling in. Kanye, I'm glad that we got to talk to you today, and you could sort of say your piece, and I just hate that you and Ben had to go at it like you did. Do you have anything you want to say to Ben?
There's nothing to be afraid of, really. So I don't even want to. I don't even want to take too much credit for being brave. I think that it's just a responsibility of ours as artists to give our truth.
Yeah, and it sounds like he's trying to make peace with you, Ben. You think you can forgive him?
Yeah, well, in the end, I'll always love and worship Kanye. So, I mean, I understand completely Kanye, and I forgive you.
Great. Kanye, how do you feel about that?
I know, and I don't care.
Okay. All right. I thought things were maybe getting better, but Kanye, certainly, I'm not going to argue with you here. I'm thankful that you called in. And we're going to go to a song here. Up next is the Juliana Forlano Show, and you've been listening to The Kenny Show, and we're on every Thursday from 5 p.m. to 6. Ben, you have any last words here?
Nope. Thank you very much.
All right. Jeffrey, thank you for calling in. I'm going to hang up on you. Any last words?
Just come find me at the next Insane Clown Posse tour. I'll be following them around.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Okay. Kanye, any last words?
Excuse me, I got these cookies.
Right, and we're going to get right to those cookies as soon as I play this song. All right, guys, here it is. Go Outside is the name of the song by The Colts.